Welcome back to SoccerX Connected, and rounding off with our final session of our mammoth 100 days will be from our partners at Pixellot, a topic around academies and youth development and going beyond the video. Joining us today, Gabi Barzali, Associate VP of Business Development at Pixellot, and Pau Casasa Busquets, Technical Coordinator at the Barca Academy. Over to you, gents, to take us home.
Hey Charles, thank you, and hey everybody. We are super excited to be here on the final session of SoccerX Connected 100 with the discussion about the future of football and the development of the stars of tomorrow. Thanks you very much for joining the webinar, and obviously thanks to our friends from WSC and Real Madrid for the fascinating session before about the role of content and the media and the sport today. So we actually got like a great technology classical today. My name is Gabi Barzali. I'm a AVP Coaching Solution at Pixellot. I've been lucky enough to be in Pixellot for the last 7 years, really from the early days of Pixellot until where we are today, and more than 10 years in the sport technology industry. Together with me, Pau Casasa from FC Barcelona will share with you his knowledge and experience on football youth development in Barcelona Academy in Spain, and obviously in all Barcelona academies all over the world, and we will have the chance to learn about the methodologies and the ways that Barcelona academies work and develop the next generation of football stars. So first, I would like to start and talk maybe a little bit about Pixellot and the role of video and data into the youth development and into academies, and how youth and data, and as you know, and obviously you heard also on the previous panel, the importance of video and data in the development of youth and football players. So just a little bit about Pixellot. Okay, so we are here since 2014. And I'm in the company also since 2014, so really long time. We are about 200 employees in Pixellot, and although we are working all about video, all about football, most of our guys are computer developers, and you will see it in the next in the presentation. It's all about the development and automation. All around the world, we have about 18,000 venues or systems installed. Out of them, which we are really proud are installed in FC Barcelona facilities, all the way on La Masia to Camp Nou, and a lot of them are with the FC Barcelona academies all over the world. And just to give you a sense of the amounts of events or the amounts of hours reproduced for coaching purposes and for youth, women's sport, and different types of sports. So 2021, which was relatively weird year with the COVID and everything, we produced just like over 70,000 games, which about 62,000 games are broadcast, but the other 8,000, which are just a little bit more than 10%, are tactical and used mainly for developing players, for coaching, and as well as for defense. How we are doing this, basically. So just like behind me, okay, you see Pixellot cameras. So basically we have different types of cameras, okay, that installed on the field. Some of them are fixed installation. As you can see, the camera, the big one with the 4 lenses. Some are mobile, as you can see, the small one, the Pixellot Air. But anyway, doesn't matter which camera. It's all about what we can provide through those cameras to the coaches and to the fans. So those cameras are obviously all operated automatically. Okay, so they are at the field. Either you come there or they're installed there. They are capturing the field, creating for the coach and for the fans two video feeds. One is a full panoramic feed, goal to goal of the entire field in 4K. The second one is a fully automated either broadcast view, like you know from TV, which is like the ball is in the center of the frame following the game, or what we more focus here, tactical view, which are 20 players in the frame all the time. And from there, we take the content into different platforms. And when we say different platforms, we basically have three different types of platforms. First platform is our media platform. Okay, so we can provide a media platform that our teams all over the world, teams, leagues, federation, governing bodies can distribute their content, create more engagement from the fans, share the content, getting more fans into sport and get sport into much more fans. And this is one side, or let's say one important leg of Pixellot. The second one, which I think will be much more the focus of this panel today, is our coaching platform. So all the content, as it goes into the media side, goes also to our coaching platform. And then the real value comes when we integrated all together, video together with data, in a relatively affordable solution that can go all the way from the top elite teams of the world, like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Benfica, and many, many other different teams that we are working all over the world, into youth, grassroots teams, and all other in different sport types, not necessarily football, but also in different sport, and give all together the video, the data in one platform that can give all the tools for actually any team at any level. All this content, okay, is obviously integrated into the different platforms, so it can be integrated into your current platform, your current databases, your current different tools that you're using, because obviously all of the teams are already using those tools or the other for the video management, for the coding, for the coaching, and all our content, our video, and our data is going into our platform, but as well as fully open, going into different platform which you maybe already use or integrated with. Just like before we jump actually to Pau and to understand how actually Barcelona and Barca Academies are using Pixellot. So just like to understand, we are working with Barcelona since 2017. Okay, we are installed, our systems installed in all Barcelona fields. As part of this, we joined a year and a half ago, or something like this, or about just a little bit more than a year ago, into Barcelona Innovation Hub. And regardless to the fact that we work together already on improving our coaching solution, now we are doing even more and working more on the coaching solution, improving it more, actually learning from the best, learning from Barca, how to improve our product and feed it into the needs of the teams, of the academies. And I think that the best example for this is the Pixellot Air, which was the idea that came together in order to solve the needs of Barca Academies. So as we talk about the Barca Academies and everything, I think that this is the time maybe to jump to Pau. And Pau, great to have you here with us. Maybe just like tell our guys a little bit about your role and the responsibility in the club and with the academies.
Yes, Gabi, thank you so much for the introduction. Congratulations for your presentation. Thank you, Charles, also for introducing us. Well, my name is Pau Casasa. I'm the technical coordinator of Europe, Middle East, and Africa in the Barca Academy. It's my 8th season in the club. I have been before in the United States leading a Barca Academy. I have also been leading the academies in America. And so what we do in the Barca Academies is try to expand the Barca DNA, not only in Barcelona, but also all around the world. So if there are any players who trust the Barca way and who would like to develop themselves, not only as players, but also as people, we try to make sure that we are capable of exporting this amazing game idea and also our philosophy and methodology, which is what many people really appreciate around the world.
Thanks so much. So maybe, Pau, you can tell us a little bit. We all really, actually, everybody familiar with the famous La Masia Academy and all the great players that came out. Maybe you can share with us a little bit, in a few words, what is the main difference between La Masia and the academies, which are spread worldwide with all over the world?
Of course, everybody knows that La Masia are the youth teams of the club where the best players are selected. And hopefully they can make it to the first team, like we have seen the latest cases with Nico and Gabi. And so the Barca Academy, it has a parallel program in Barcelona as well, but also around the world, where what we try is to make sure that the experiences that all these players, the youth players of the club have, many other players around the world can have the same experience too, which means that the standards of quality that we're trying to keep are very high. And so we have to do our best in order to provide the same experience for a player who lives in Charlotte and who's playing for the Barca Academy in Charlotte than a player who is in La Masia, who plays for the best team in the world at his age.
Perfect. So maybe you can just like share with us a little bit how you actually supporting them and what are the tools that you are bringing them, and maybe also the importance of the video and the tools that you provide the academies all over the world.
Of course. So like you said, or like I said before, we are trying to expand an idea. And so we have to make sure that what we prepare in Barcelona, what we plan is actually implemented and obviously has a result. And so for that, it is very important for us to have different tools in order to control, to monitor what is happening. And that's where the Move solution, the Air solution, gives us a huge possibility around the world, because obviously we don't have the same facilities in the different locations of our Barca Academies than we do in La Masia, where we have many fields and all the static system of Pixellot in this case. And so we found this solution really good because it helped us a lot supporting the development, the youth development in this case. Like we all know in development, the main protagonist are the players, but also the coaches. There is a relation in between them both. And this relation normally happens not only in games, which is something for what we have had video solutions for a long time, but also in the practices. And that's something that we have discussed a lot together with Gabi and all the Pixelot team, that we also want solutions for practice, because we know that there is a huge relation in terms of acquiring the Barca DNA, not only in how do I play in the weekends, but also how do I practice during the week. Because like I said, what we do internationally is the same thing that we do in La Masia in terms of training during the week and competing in the weekend.
Perfect. So just like, I think that you describe it perfectly. So what you're actually looking for in this video, what you're looking in an athlete through the video, and I'm sure that it's not only through the video, it's like we discussed a lot before, it's not only the video, there's also the coach, the feeling, and the data, obviously. So I think it's really interesting to understand what you're looking for through those tools and capabilities in the player.
Yeah, so the first thing for us to keep in mind is what is our actual mission. If we want to develop the players the best way possible, so give them the best development that we can, we have to understand that the video analysis is a solution that supports this development. Like I said, there is this exchange of information in between a coach and a player, an exchange that comes from their experiences. Obviously, the coach normally it comes from the eye. They observe a lot of things, but the players, they also have a lot of information that is picked by them during the practice. And so when they start communicating, they probably see different things, and there is where the video helps us connect different things that are very important for us, which are the players' feelings together with the coach's eye, together with the proper or the actual experience in practice and in games. And so this has actually two huge benefits for us, which is that we can live as many times as we like a situation. So if we had a practice or if we had a game, the video allows us to relive it once more, to rewatch this game, and not only for the coach, but also for the player, and make sure that those feelings they had, those things that they observed, can be shared. And so we all know that sometimes we think we have done something in one way, and if we have a video of us doing that thing, we see things that are completely different. So this is supporting us, or this is helping us realizing for the players, for the coaches, and for the management as well, what is actually happening on the field and how is this development actually going.
I think that's really amazing, and I think that, you know, and we discussed this all over. The technology is just like evolving more and evolving more on the video production, and you know, now capturing video becomes like super easy. You just like come, put it on the tripod, and 20 seconds later you got the video and you got it fully automated. And I think that important for you from your experience, how do you see this future? How do you see like more and more automation, more and more video and data getting into the sport in general, but into the football especially? And how do you see the future, the importance of this, and the other tools that may be relevant for this?
As I mentioned before, not only it allows us to relieve a situation, but also it allows us to go into much more depth, because it allows us to collect much more data, to re-observe a situation and see things that we couldn't see at the first time, because we can watch the same thing many times and see completely different things. And the richness of this observation, obviously the technology allows us to see it from different perspectives, not only from where we were when it was happening, but also from a different height, even from a different angle. And it supports the youth development in terms of having much more information. And here is two points that I wanted to share with you, that we have to take into consideration when implementing this video analysis system. That is, what are the significant values? What is the significant data for us as a club? Obviously, if you want to play the Barca style of play, the indicators that we're going to be having, that we're going to be observing, are going to be completely different than somebody that wants to play more long balls, not to mention any team. Obviously, everything is football, and so we have to make sure that the systems that we have to support it are already adjusted to what is really significant for us. So you were saying more and more and more. For sure, we will have more and more data, more and more videos, more and more possibilities, and it's important in terms of having a lot, that we don't have time for everything. So obviously technology allows us to be more efficient, but also we have to select what is relevant for us, and based on that, make sure that we use that information to share with the players, and to make sure that they realize what they are doing, so that they keep improving faster than they did before. And the other thing, Gabi, that I wanted to say about this video analysis implementation is that we have Paco Cerulo, one of the methodology persons here in the club, that told us once that normally the total values hide the truth, which normally are in the small details. And that's where the importance of the eye of the coach, of understanding, of having a huge comprehension of what is our style of play, what are our practices about, what are our games about, comes or has more importance, because at the end we're going to have a lot of information, but the way we treat it is going to be determinant, and the information we can get from that. So this combination is going to be key for us in the future, because as you said, probably more and more data is going to be provided to us in terms of players, indicators, position indicators, events indicators, everything will come together. And so we have to be ready to summarize it, to share it with the player in a way that he actually comprehends it. And because of that, he's capable of developing better.
Perfect. And I think we talked about it on the, we have like 8 minutes left, so not too much. So, and I got like 2 questions, which I think is super important. I think that for me, you talk also from the angle of the coach, but also from the angle of the player. Do you see the difference that, once you provide the players or the athletes or the young athletes a video, does it help them to develop by themselves, to grow, it's get more engagement from their side, for the train better, train more in Barca style, and stuff like this? How do you see the effect on the players themselves?
Well, the first thing that we have observed is that players have curiosity to learn. They want to be, they want to have autonomy on their development, and so video is actually helping them in terms of checking how did they play, how did they train, what did they do, and they really like it. And so it's another experience for them in terms of development. Not only they can develop during practice, during the games, but also if they have a device and they are provided with the video, they can see it over and over again and probably get more significant information. Usually, or before the technologies that we have nowadays, probably was more the coach, the one that shared with all the players, or maybe individually, like we like to do it, the information that the coach could see. But in here, not only is the coach gets some information and shares it with the player, but also it can be the player already getting the information and even sharing it with the coach, because it is very important for us that the coach knows the feelings of the players. So we have to ask the players, how did you feel in the game? And so this video analysis will help us matching the impressions of one and another.
Perfect. And before we jump into the question, I think that maybe the last question for me is like, as you have so many experience and come from the best club and everything, what are the top 3 tips that you can give a youth coach that looking to adopt modern work methodology and modern techniques in the football academies?
Let me see what I can say for the 3 top tips. Probably the first one would be starting from why. Starting from why in terms of what is your mission, what are your goals in training, because based on that, you will have to use technology one way or another. For instance, it's not the same that the players use the video, because probably they are going to use it to watch themselves play. They might probably use it to watch their colleagues play, their teammates play, so that they have more information on what does Ansu like to do. If I watch Ansu playing over and over again, I will have more information, or even about the contraries. How does the other team play? That can also be the usage of a player. So we have to think of how do we provide this solution to the player. But if we go to the other extreme, if we go to the other side, and we think about our directors that we have in the academies, that they have to supervise everything that is happening in practice in games. Obviously, the reason why they want it is because they want to check on how are we practicing, how are we playing the games, how are the players playing, what's the performance of them, and also how are the coaches performing, which is why, going back to a point that I mentioned before, it is very important for us to have these tools in practice as well. We have been trying the camera in many different situations. We have been doing training with coaches, and we have recorded them so that we could share the video with them afterwards to see their feelings, their impressions, how did they match with the reality, what the video can actually show us. We've been recording practices and sharing it with the players so that they can relive this practice, not only the competition. And we have been doing investigation with the camera. We have been recording the same practice with some variations, changing the players, changing the number of players, changing some rules. And this the video is allowing us to see whether or not our theory is actually happening. For example, we thought that if we change A would happen B. The video helps us in doing that. And so again, our why is a very wide thing. There are many whys in our day-to-day, and that brings us to having a different usage of this solution. That would be the tip number one, starting from why. The tip number two would be the quality over quantity. Like you mentioned, we're going to have a lot of information, but we need to be efficient, and that will come from understanding, from knowing what do we want to have and how do we want to have it, and that will change based on who am I going to share it with. It's not the same to share something with a coach. Hey coach, look, can you hear what you were saying to the players with this recording? Because we also have voice, and sometimes we do that. Look, you said very well to this action, and it's not something that we recognize as a Barca action. How come? And they sometimes they don't even realize. So this information was very significant for us, and we went straight to that, but we forgot about a lot of information. We cannot arrive to everything, but technology is helping us arrive to what we consider important. And that's actually the third tip. Identify in your entity, in your club, in your team, what is significant. What is significant to you? Do you want to invest time in sharing videos with the players all together, with the players individually? Because based on what you want to do, what is important for you, you will have to find one way or another, and you will have to select one kind of technology or another, or make a usage, a type of usage or another. So that would be, Gabi, from my side, the main three tips.
Thanks so much, Pau. Great tips. And thank you very much for all the information you shared with us. Marta, I think that we got some questions. Yeah, so I just get the question. So I get a question: how much is a youth solution, and can it be ordered online? So all our solutions, okay, are super affordable, right? And yet it can be online, and you can go on into you.pixellot.tv and understand about the system, and understand how it costs, how it operates, and everything. But the main idea, and I think this is in general about the main idea about Pixellot, is to democratize sport and to provide a solution that can be affordable for each and every team. So obviously you can see on the website and see the air there and the show system, and it's including everything. It's including the device, it's including the cloud solution, it's including the analytics platform, a full professional analytics platform when you can tag the video and review, like Pau said, with the other coaches, review with the players as we come from there in this space, and we understand the importance of the video, the data, like we discussed, but also maybe something that Pau emphasized a lot on his tips, the importance of sharing also the content with the team, so with the players. So all of this is part of our solution, either it's for the youth or the bigger solutions. And I think if we have any more questions, we'll be glad to answer anything. If not, thank you for everybody participated in this session. Special thank you really for Pau, and I think that great that you've been with us and share from your knowledge. I think it was most valuable for all the audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabi. I wanted to end this saying that it is a really good solution for us, for the youth. It is helping us overseeing all the programs that we have around the world. It is supporting all our local directors around the world to have more significant information, to share this information with us, and also to don't stop improving, because it is helping us in our proposals of training, especially to see whether or not they give us a result. And so after the proposal, we have all this recording, all this analysis, and we can propose again. So it's definitely something that for all those striving into constantly improving, they definitely need it.
All right, thanks so much. I got just like text from, we got another question. So just like 1 second, I get the question. Marta, just like if you can send like one more. What new features is Pixellate working on based on Barcelona use of the system, multi-camera angle and slow motion and tracking? So I think that great question, and based on Barca requirements and what we learned from Barca. So first of all, I think that it's very important to understand that the air is a lot came from Barca, like Paul said, to review and to see all the academies all over the world in the places that you cannot do installation or stuff like this. But beside additional angles and things like this, for Barca and from what we learned, it's all about automation. Recognize automatically more and more situation in the game and in the training sessions. So working on recognize specific patterns and specific situation in the games that will actually help the coaches, the video analysts to save more and more time. Okay, moving and improving to the devices so they will be live, and actually all our target is to save the coach time, to make the life of the coach easier so the coach and the analyst can focus on the important stuff, which are football, and put aside the things that are less important, which are like more video capturing, stuff like this, which are super important, but the technical stuff. And this is where we are going, developing and making the air system live, making more automation in recognizing patterns and in recognizing events, additional angles and things like this to make the life of the coach and the analyst easier in the crazy times of game every 2-3 days or something like this. Okay. There is another question coming up. Okay, so which departments within the club have found the technology most useful and biggest gains? So I think that there are actually two departments, and maybe I will take this question to Pau, because I think that the main or the first department that the benefit is for is the analytics and scouting. And Pau, if you want to share about this, I think that Pau shared a lot of details about this. But
well, at the end, everything nowadays comes with technology. So all the departments are using one or another kind of technology, but obviously the one we're talking about today, you can find it in the youth, you can find it in the first team, you can find it in the B team, the same for male and female. And obviously the IT department that is in charge of selecting the best technology for all the solutions that we need in our day-to-day are the main departments that are using this technology, as well as us, which at the end are trying to do the same as, or promoting young players to become as good as all the players that we watch on TV.
Thanks, Pau. And I think that another department which is using a Pixellate system, and maybe it's a little bit off topic of this discussion, is the media department, which with many clubs, governing body, federations, stuff like this, the media department utilize the same system for media distribution. Either is to share live content, to share highlights, and to share different types of content that is generated by the system. And this is exactly when the systems become effective, as it also used by the coaching team, the medical team, the IT team, and by the media team as well for generating content. And yeah, if we have any more questions. All right. So thanks, everybody. Thanks again, Pau.
Thank you so much, Gabi.
Yeah. And I see just like one last question, what is the future of Pixellot in Barcelona? So obviously, like I said, we are working really close together, and it's very related to the roadmap. Working close together, we bring the technology, Barca bring the know-how, brings the football, and teach us what actually a football team needs. And this is our future. The future is looking great and developing more and more tools that are helping Barcelona to make their life easier, and obviously going to all other teams through the different tools that we create together to help the coaches and the football and to develop the next generation of players. Okay, so thanks everybody. Thanks, Paul. And yeah, back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Gabby and Pal, there to round off SoccerX Connected 100 with our final session. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote. 100 days of content, networking, and fantastic panels. Over 150 speakers across 50 plus sessions, workshops, panels, and team talks, and reaching over 100 countries across the world. A special thanks to our event platinum partners, Socios, La Liga, EDP Soccer, Capital Football Group, and GACP, and our presenting partners, the Johan Cruyff Institute, Musco Lighting, Teamworks, and WSC Sports. And of course, all of our partners from around the world. And now attention switches from SoccerX Connected 100 to SoccerX Americas. And thank you all for attending and making the event what it was across the summer. And hopefully we'll see you all again this coming winter in sunny Miami, November 11th and 12th.